Well, and case in point, on Friday night at the MCG, Carlton going in against the flag favourites Collingwood, and Carlton, as we know, sort of getting back on their feet after that horrible period when they were on their knees, and look what happened.
It was great leadership, I thought, Damo and Stevie, from Michael Voss throughout the year. Challenged significantly, but as a club, not only Michael Voss, but Luke Sayers as well, they held firm and they backed the coach in, and it's paid off.
And they're starting to suggest to let us in on this a little bit. Some of the toughest conversations I think players have ever had with a coach, and Michael Voss questioned Paddy Cripps and other leaders, and equally, I think they pushed back and questioned the leaders and other people around the club. It's all got to a point where they've won 6 in a row, having lost 8 of 9, and the only win in that patch of time was against West Coast, which almost didn't count, to turn it around on the back of those tough conversations.
And also for Charlie to boot 10 against West Coast, but then back it up with a bag full against Collingwood says a lot about him.
It's a good point, TJ. I felt like he needed this bag, as strange as that sounds, because we know how good he is, but there were some questions over where the goals had come from. This was some sort of performance. To kick 6 against the best, best defensive team in the league, and against Moore, and had some big one-on-one contest wins, and a few of those were free kicks, and some would say softish free kicks in the last quarter, but at the top of his game, there's no more enjoyable player to watch than him.
Yeah, and they went into the game, the Blues, without Harry Mackay and also Sam Walsh, and they lost Adam Cerra too at a key stage of it. He'd set the early feel for the game up, and he's going to be missing some weeks, so it just adds to it. And Paddy Cripps played very, very sore. He was a line ball to play at best, and got through and did, as he often does, played hurt and got the win for them. But they've got some injury concerns which are mounting.
So how do they do it? There's not many that have been able to do it to Collingwood this year, and the numbers contested footy-wise, ground ball gets, look at that, contested possession plus 33, ground ball plus 38, clearances 10 and tackles inside 50 plus 6. Now, you can do that to Collingwood, but then you've got to be able to retain the footy. And you said they were the best defensive team, Collingwood. This is what Carlton did to them. They want to get the outlet kick Collingwood all night, but Carlton set up on those outlets and didn't allow them. So they win the ball back, get it back, Newman handballs this off, and they get their first goal of the night. So go in, kick this goal there. So time and time again, they get the ball out. This is what Collingwood want to do. They get the ball out and then they run, and they run fast. This error, but then you see Marchbank come back up at the football, get the ball out of bounds again. The Blues have the ball in their half of the ground. They get the ball again, Collingwood. This is what they love to do. They get the ball defensively, but there's no outlets. There's no players out there. 2-on-1, Carlton, time and time again in the first half, continue to win this football back. Again, the long ball, Collingwood love it. They get 2 players there, fist it back, then one of those plus 38 ground ball gets, and then they get it to a kicker. Make right decisions, keep the ball, and then you put them under scoreboard pressure going inside forward 50. This one again, Marchbank again, sees the danger, brings it back in. If he doesn't do that, Collingwood are off to the races, having a shot at goal again. Marchbank then, crowded forward line, goes inside forward 50. They take a mark. It's a lucky mark, but they're pumping the ball back inside their forward 50 time and time again. And this one, I have to speed this up.
We're only in the second quarter.
This is the start of the second quarter. But we'll speed this one up for you, TJ. Look at Carlton's defensive pressure. The fact that Collingwood can't get this ball through. So they're chipping it around, wanting them to force you into a mistake. This is what Collingwood do, but then they bite the bullet. They go up the middle of the ground. Carlton bring the ball to ground again. Contested footy, ground ball gets, and then they don't give it back to Collingwood. This is how they beat them. They did it so well all night, particularly in the first half. Owies we got on later on in the program, but it was just brilliant by Carlton defensively. It was long, I know.
Are you done?
Yes, Tony.
And we weren't even up to half time.
No, it was great in the first quarter. Well done to Michael Voss.
Yeah, I know.
Ask Matty Owies about it later. Good basketballer, I hear, Matty Owies, back in the day.
Yeah, really. Well, we'll chat to him when he's in the handball, which is probably only a minute or 2 away after that.